เดี๋ยวนะเห็นอ๋อ
Greetings, everybody.
เดี๋ยวอาจารย์
ครับ Facebook Security
Okay, thank you. Ready. Okay, Felicia from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. When I meditate, the mindfulness and calmness can stay still and neutral. The mind separates from body, like flying in the air, no thought at all, stop thinking, and also not disturbed by heavy rain and loud thunder, remain very clear and very peaceful. I enjoy and like this stage very much. But Ajaan, may I know how should I advance my practice from this level?
You should extend this state when you come out of your meditation. Try to maintain the state you acquire from your meditation to apply to everything that you come across with. Just try to maintain equanimity.
Okay.
When you come into contact with all the sensual objects. When you hear something, you just remain calm, not excited. When you see something, you don't get excited. You don't get angry or you don't get sad. You just merely know.
Okay.
That's what you want to do after you come out of your meditation. See how long you can maintain that state that you have acquired from your meditation. And when you find that your mind start to react, start to have emotions, then you should go back and meditate some more.
Okay, thank you. I also try to do like this, but around 2 hours, I need to meditate again. Automatic, I don't know, the samadhi push me go into meditate again. I like meditate.
Yeah, your equanimity ran out. Your equanimity ran out, so you become emotional and agitated. So you want to go back and calm your mind again.
Okay. Around 2 hours, I automatically I want to go to meditate again.
Yeah.
That is not I want automatically, because if I don't want to meditate, I automatic I like drinking beer. I want to quickly go and sit down and meditate every time like that. Is it a habit?
It's a good habit. It's nothing
It's a
wrong
good
with
habit.
that. Yeah.
Is it normal?
Well, it is something that you can use to make your mind calm and peaceful and happy when you're not. See. But if you want to keep your mind calm without meditation, you have to maintain mindfulness all the time.
Okay, I will just try to do it like this.
You have to use Bhutto. When your mind start to think, when your mind start to become emotional, then you start to Bhutto. If you want to, if you can try to use wisdom to apply to the object of your emotion.
Okay.
When you see something and you become emotional, then you might want to use wisdom to teach your mind that what you see is anicca, anatta. Anatta is something you cannot force or control. So when you see something bad, you might feel sad. And you say, well, you cannot control what you see. It's like the weather.
Okay.
But you don't have to feel sad if you understand that this is the nature of things around you.
Okay.
Sometimes you see good things, sometimes you see bad things. But you should not be affected by what you see.
Okay. Thank you. Should I watch 4 Lama Kanta at this level of meditation?
No, you're watching what you see with your sensual object organs. Yeah? What you see, what you hear, what you smell, this is what you should watch. Watch to make sure that you don't become emotional with them. You don't react with love or hate or fear or delusion. You just merely see and accept things as they are.
Brother, I mean, when doing the meditation at this level, can I watch the 4 Lama Kanta?
What do you want to watch the 4 Lama Kanta for? They're not the problem.
No, because someone teach me when I doing the meditation, still can watch the 4 Lama Kanta.
I know, but why do you want to watch them?
Okay. That means someone say if the mind can calm, can still should watch the 4 Lama Kanta to see the 4 Lama Kanta is Anatta, Dukkha, Anatta, like that. Is it true?
You want to see your mind when it's not, whether it's calm or not calm. That's all you want to see. When you start to have love, hate, delusion, then you have to stop it.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I have to look back the video.
When you see something and you start to have bad feeling, then you have to, you're watching your namakanda already. You see bad feeling arising. Then you have to teach your mind that what you see is something you cannot control. You have to see everything that you see as anicca, anatta. And then accept what you see for what it is. Don't try to judge. Don't try to have any reaction to what you see.
Okay. Because someone said when still the mind, the calmness, because in samadhi, no talk at all. Someone asked me come out in meditation, during the meditation, to watch the 4 Lama Kanta. What's the mind? What's the 4 Lama Kanta? When the feeling, when the image or the emotion, and then ask me to watch it. Is it right and wrong? I don't know, because I asked Prajan give me the advice.
I just told you this is what you do. You watch, make sure your mind become remain calm, don't become emotional. This is watching your Namakandas already.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So when you see something and you have bad feeling, then you have to stop it by using wisdom or mindfulness, whichever method you can use. When you see something bad and you have bad feeling, then you should recite Bhutto to stop it. Or if you can use wisdom, you can teach your mind that what you see is anatta, something you cannot control.
Is it during the meditation, the time no need to wash, everything also leave them alone? After come out from samadhi, then we doing the see the Lama Kanta.
You don't see the Namakanda, you see what you see with your sensual organs. You see what you see with your eyes, what you hear with your ears. This is what you have to see, that you don't react to them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Abudana Satu, Ajaan.
If somebody say bad things to you, you should not feel bad, because you cannot stop them, you cannot force them not saying bad things to you. But you don't have to feel bad, feel sad. If you're watching your mind, if it feels bad, then you have to use mindfulness or wisdom to stop it.
Okay, thank you.
You don't stop what you see, what you hear. You stop your mind from reacting to what you see, what you hear. Because you cannot stop what you see or what you hear. You can stop yourself, but you cannot stop other people.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Anumodana Sadu.
Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. Mudita from Bangkok.
Good evening, Ajaan. I would like to ask about Asawa, Kilesa, and Tanha. Are they just all the same with different names?
Yeah, they are defilements.
Okay. Okay. That's all for today.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
Yope from New York.
Good evening, Brother Ajaan. Can you hear me?
Yes, very good.
No, I just want to ask the question about my friend. Her mother passed away. She wanted to ask, as her body is still very soft, that she wanted to ask her mother go to the heaven or go to the devil.
It depends on her karma. If she did good karma, she goes to heaven. If she did bad karma, she goes to hell.
Okay. And next question, for my mother. My mother this time is 97 years old. I feel bad because I could not come back to see her. So anything I could do for her, because I already every single month and have to do some dana to the sangha.
You can video conference, talk to her through the video conference. Can you call her on the phone? Can you do video call with her?
But this time, she feel weak. She could not, very drowsy, something like that. She could not. Yeah, this time, yeah.
Well, at least you do it anyway to let her know that you care for her.
Okay. And also one more question, right? Sometimes I do the meditation, right? My right ear could see something, and also my eye could see the statue with the lighting. What's the?
It's your mental fabrication, your mind producing these images. Just ignore them. They are distraction.
Okay, thank you, Brother John. Thank you.
Okay, Siddhartha from Indonesia.
Good evening, Thanajan. I don't have any question today. Thank you.
Okay, Kokseng from Singapore.
Yeah, John, I have no questions. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Naomi from Toronto, or wherever you are now.
I'm near Toronto. I'm an hour away from Toronto. I've been here for 2 weeks now, and I'm finding I can generally keep my mind quite calm and happy, and I'm pushing myself a little bit, but not to the point of being frustrated. So in samadhi, at times I can watch the breath to the point that I feel quite absorbed, not completely, but quite absorbed in the breath, and it's very happy and peaceful, but I sort of drift out and I have to keep coming back. It's hard to I can't seem to maintain it or go past this stage.
You have to practice more mindfulness when you come out of samadhi. When you come out of your meditation, you should continue on with your walking meditation. Or whatever you do, try to maintain mindfulness with every movement of your body. Or reciting a mantra to stop your mind from thinking about other things. And then after that, you go back and sit again. Then you might be able to go in deeper because your concentration is stronger, your mindfulness is stronger. So you have to do like this back and forth, sitting, walking. When you come out, continue on with developing or maintaining mindfulness. Don't let your mind go away thinking about other things. Just keep it quiet if it's possible. Stop talking to yourself. Stop thinking about everybody or everything. Just merely watching what you do. If you walk, just merely watch your step, for instance. And then just do this until you feel tired and you want to sit and meditate. Try to do this as much as possible. Then you'll find that your concentration, your mindfulness becomes stronger and stronger. And your ability to enter into deeper samadhi will become more apparent. Okay, don't worry about wisdom yet. Try to practice mindfulness and samadhi until you became adept. You can enter samadhi at any time you like. Then after that, you can, when you come out of meditation, you can start studying the nature of your body. See the 32 parts in your body, for instance. See the changing nature, aging, sickness, and death. See the anatta nature. It's a process, natural process. You cannot stop. It's just the formation and the dissolution of the 4 elements. Right now, you are still forming the body. You are maintaining your body by continually feeding the body with the 4 elements. The air you breathe in is the air element. The water you drink is the water element. The food you take are mostly the earth element. And the warmth you protect your body with, with a heater or whatever. This is the fire element you're feeding your body with. So you are still maintaining this body to be together. But one day this body will stop. The ability to take in the 4 elements will cease. And then the separation of the 4 elements will start to take place. Eventually, the body will be like ice cream, melted away. This is what you want to study, the nature of the body, your body and other people's body. Everybody's body is like this. So you can see a true picture of your body in all respect. Anicca, respect, changing. Anatta, no self aspect. Asubha aspect. not good looking, without the other parts under the skin exposed. And you see that really the body is not really that pleasant or good looking at all. Then you can strip your desire for your body and other people's body. You can let go of your attachment to anybody's body. And you will have no dukkha regarding the dissolution or the changing nature of the body. You can accept change of the body. Okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Prajan.
But first try to get into samadhi as much as possible and as easy as possible. It's like riding horse. Try to learn to ride a horse before you start to play tricks with the horse. Okay? So try to calm your mind first before you teach the mind new tricks. Wisdom are new tricks for your mind. Anicca, dukkha, anatta, these are the new tricks that you want to teach your mind with. But before you can teach your mind with this, you have to first calm it down. Make it ready to study, to hear what you tell it to do. Right now it's still stubborn. It won't follow your order. It wants to go after the defilements. All right? Anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Anuraji from New Zealand.
Hi, Ajaan. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, can hear you okay.
Yeah, so I've been practicing and wherever I can, as much as possible. Ajaan, I would like some clarification from you about beyond birth. There's a question about explanation about not doing the letting go at the beginning of the practice, but to do it later at later stage of meditation. And could you please explain again why it should be done at a later stage and how one does know that he reaches that stage for the letting go?
Letting go.
Yeah.
Letting go with wisdom. Need the support of samadhi. Right now you know your body is not you, the body is anicca, but you cannot let go because you don't have the strength to stop your attachment from still clinging to your body.
Yes.
So you need samadhi to pull off this clinging, this attachment. Without samadhi, you don't have the strength, even though you know by clinging to your body can only result in dukkha for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you first have to develop the tools to let go first. You have to get your mind to the state of equanimity before you can let go of things.
So it should be done when in samadhi or after coming out of
after
samadhi?
You come out. When you're in samadhi, you're actually letting go temporarily. But when you come out, you attach to your body. So you have to contemplate on the nature of the body. Like I just told Naomi, and then let go, leave the body alone. If the body is gonna get old, let it get old. It's gonna get sick, let it get sick.
Yeah.
If it's gonna die, let it die. Yeah. If you don't have equanimity, you cannot just let go. You still want to keep the body. You still want to protect the body, even though you know that you cannot protect it. You still want to try.
Yeah.
And you will be stressful all the time, trying to cling to your body.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dhamma. Thank you.
Right now we know the anicca dukkha anatta of the body, but we cannot resist the desire to look after it, to keep it for as long as possible. Even though we know that it's not possible to keep it, we still want to fight. We want to keep on fighting, and this fighting can only cause us a lot of anxiety and stress. I don't mean that you cannot look after your body. You look after your body, but your mind should not worry about it.
Yeah.
Should not have any anxiety regarding the body. Look after it, but whatever happens to it is something that you cannot stop. All right.
Okay.
This is letting go. Letting go. You let go. You accept it. If you're gonna be infected with COVID-19, okay, let it be. What can you do?
Yes.
You just have to deal with it as things come, and try to do the best you can for the body. But if somehow you're not able to protect it, to stop it from dying, then you just have to accept it. That's all.
Yeah.
Because regardless of which, how, or when is the body's gonna die anyway. It's just a matter of where or when or how. But the end result is the same. Death is the eventuality. But you don't have to be stressful with this. You can remain calm and peaceful if you have equanimity and the right understanding of wisdom regarding the nature of the body as being impermanent, as being anatta. So this is why you first need to practice a lot of samadhi first. Develop a lot of mindfulness to enable your mind to enter into samadhi and gain equanimity. And then try to maintain equanimity after you come out with more mindfulness or with wisdom if you can, if you know how to use wisdom. When your mind starts to become emotional, you have to use either mindfulness or wisdom to bring it back to equanimity again. Okay, is that clear enough?
Yeah, that's clear. Thank you. Thank you. Sadhu.
Okay. Prangmalai from Siracha.
นมัสการค่ะพระอาจารย์ Today I have a chance to practice the meditation at the temple for 3 hours. คุณมะเหมี่ยว help me to arrange the schedule to do the meditation, sit, walk, and also the consider for the anatomy. Think that this is a benefit to me. No question ค่ะ Thank you.
Okay. Nandapat from Bangkok.
นมัสการค่ะท่านอาจารย์ I don't have any question right now ค่ะ
Okay. Professor Kenneth from Switzerland. Are you back at school again?
Yes, I'm back at school. This is actually the final week of the autumn semester, so it's the last week of teaching before the break.
Okay. Any questions? I thought you're in springtime. You're still in autumn. This is the last of autumn.
Well,
autumn semester.
Still called autumn
semester.
In the middle of winter at the moment. Okay. Yeah, Ajaan, I have a question for somebody who's trying to move towards practicing more, maybe even to move to full-time practice. When we consider a suitable place to go, like a monastery and so on, what would be the most important factors, the supporting factors to consider when thinking about that? I've heard recently the word sapaya. So I'd like
sapaya.
Yeah, if Ajaan
conducive, it means conducive. Sapaya means conducive to your practice.
Yeah, if Ajaan could explain a bit about the most important things to consider. Thank you.
Well, the most important thing is that the place you go will let you practice. Because sometimes you go there and they won't let you practice. They want you to work for them, like be a laborer for them, helping building or helping work in the kitchen, helping doing all sort of things. Whatever the monastery happens to be doing, they want you to join and cooperate. If this is the case, then this is not a place to go. You want to go to a place where they let you do meditation 90% of the time, and maybe 10% to do the routine or the chores that is necessary to do, like sweeping, keeping the place clean, and do your personal chores like washing and things like this. But no other extra spiritual activity like building cottages, working in the whatever the monastery might be doing. So you have to be very careful. You don't run into a working monastery. You want to go to a meditation monastery.
Yeah.
Second, if you can, once you find this, and if you can, the next one to look for is the people you live with. Are they all practitioners or are they not practitioners? Because if they're not practitioners, they can distract. They can get you to do things with them. They might like to come and talk to you and sitting, having coffee and tea and conversation and things like that. You don't want to you don't want to have that type of people around you. And the most important people in the monastery is the teacher. Mm-hmm. If you can find an enlightened teacher to guide you, even though you might not feel like you need him or her, but sometimes it's nice to have someone when you have some doubts or some question to consult with. So this is the next conducive condition are people you live with. First, the place you live with, then the people that you live with. Then the other less important is the food, maybe whether the food is conducive to you or not. Yeah. And then next is the weather. Maybe some place might be extremely hot, or extremely cold, or extremely wet. These are something that might either help or deter your practice. So you have to use this as a condition to decide where you want to go. So this is more or less, these are the conducive conditions that you should consider when you're looking for a place to stay. But the most important thing is that the place is quiet and do only meditation work most of the time. Maybe a small amount of time might have to be devoted to some other necessary activities.
Yeah.
And then if you have an enlightened people around you, then they can help you. Especially if you live with someone, practice with someone who's more advanced than you are, then you can learn a lot of tricks from them, new tricks. How to meditate sometimes, how to increase your meditation, how to increase your mindfulness. There are tricks that you can learn.
Okay.
And then the most important thing is yourself. Can you do the meditation practice all the time or not? Mm-hmm. Once you find a good place to meditate, but you can only meditate 1 or 2 hours a day, then what would you do with the rest of your time? You would just daydreaming and you start thinking about all sorts of things. Then you might not be able to remain in meditation practice for long if you cannot keep meditating all the time, all day long.
Yeah.
So before you decide to go, you have to be sure that you can meditate all day long and not do any other thing.
Yeah.
Not depending on other things like reading fiction books or social media, or maybe do some other work like see monks have to make their own robes. So some monks spend their time making robes or making brooms to pass the time because they cannot meditate.
Okay.
So you have to be quite sure that you can meditate all day or practice all day, either mindfulness or meditation or wisdom. This is something you have to be sure first. Then you start looking for a place that will let you do this thing all day long. Okay, this sound good enough?
This is very helpful. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you very much.
Okay, Gavin, this is what you want to know also, right?
Yes, I also recently heard of that term, but this conversation has helped in the understanding there.
In Pali, it's called sapaya.
Sapaya.
Conducive, easy for you to practice.
I have some questions regarding anapanasati today. When it becomes stronger, the breath becomes very clear and the body becomes light and there's like a sense of content and happiness. In that state, I know more about the breath. Is it okay to use a little bit of investigation, like anicca about the breath, or should I just stay with?
Just watch. Don't do any investigation yet. There's really nothing to investigate. Really, the breath just come in and go out, and when it stops, you die. That's all you need to know about the breath.
I was trying to, I guess, realize the impermanence of it and how every breath is different from the previous, but I should not do that.
You don't need to do that. It's not important. You don't want to do any thinking because this will then deter your mind from entering into samadhi. You just want to be merely watching.
Okay.
And not thinking about anything.
I see.
Even speculating or asking yourself, when am I going to enter into samadhi? Don't even speculate or think of it. Just keep watching your breath and let the samadhi comes in unexpectedly. You suddenly feel like falling from a high place. And then you feel peaceful and still. And the breath no longer around. The breath might disappear from your consciousness, from your awareness. And all that is left is just emptiness and peace and equanimity and happiness. So don't do anything, just be mindful of your breath, that's all.
Okay. And I guess the situation I was referring to, my eyes were open. I was just practicing anapanasati. I wasn't trying to have a formal sitting meditation, but it was interesting. But if I wanted to, I felt I wanted to change positions later on. Would it be better to just stay with the breath and not switch to walking?
Well, if you switch, you're restarting your practice. You go back to zero again. You might almost be there already, and then you stop, and then you switch position, then you restart your practice again at zero.
Okay.
So you want to go to 100, you just have to keep being mindful of your meditation object and not do anything else.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. We have Ubeka now on the screen. Huh? You changed your name now, huh?
Hi, Bante.
Hi, Ubeka. How are you?
Hi. I'm in Bhavana practicing. Samamayama. Effort. Effort to mindfulness, to samadhi.
Good.
My in January I pay very bills, but it's very difficult month. Cars, house. In Brazil, a lot of imposts, but I pay all the bills.
You pay all the bills.
It's good to see, né, Bante? To life more not have, né, Bante?
So where do you get your money? You're not working. Are you working or not?
No.
You get pension? You have pension or something to pay for your bills?
I have money more or less for 4 or 5 years.
I see. So by that time you'll be ready to become a monk, right? When you run out of money.
Thanks, Bante. I will visit you in Thailand.
Yes, when you run out of money, then you come to me, right?
Oh, Bante, it's pleasure to me. It's pleasure to me.
Okay, you have any question?
No, thanks.
Okay,
I go only practice, man. Only bhavana. Only
Okay.
pamoja. I love pamoja. Tranquility.
Okay, good.
Good.
All right, then we go to Rusli. Okay, Rusli, where you from Indonesia?
Evening, Ajahn. I have no question tonight, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, Gen So from Penang, Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah, no question today. Yeah.
Okay, Karen from San Jose, USA.
Good morning, Tana John. I have no questions. I'm learning a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Are you still doing the recording?
Yes, I have about, I think, 7 of the biography of Acharya.
Ajaan, yeah, you can call him Ajaan.
Ajaan, okay. And what I finally figured out is that when it's quiet in my apartment, they've been doing a lot of construction and stuff. So when there's a quiet day, like yesterday, there was a holiday, I record as many as I can, and then worry about editing them later. When it's noisy, then I can edit. So, yeah.
And there's no rush. You just take your time.
Yeah, I'm just when I feel like reading a fiction book, then I work on the project. So it gives me the ability to do that. I guess I do have one question. It is probably kind of silly, but I've thought about it a couple of times. Does it matter when you help someone whether or not they deserve it?
Well, if you're not discriminating, then it doesn't matter who you help. The Buddha said you should be helpful toward all beings.
Okay.
This is a way of showing your compassion and your love.
Okay, that's what I thought. So just don't worry about whether or not they may be tricking you or taking advantage of you. It doesn't matter.
Well, if you want to help them, you want to, that doesn't matter. Or if you want to test your loving kindness, whether you can give to someone who's not worthy of it.
Okay. Right. All right.
But if you have a choice, then maybe it's better to give to someone who is worthy than not worthy, or someone who can harm other people. You don't want to help that type of people because you are supporting them to go hurt other people.
Okay. Right. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have to see what that person that you help will be doing with your help. If you help that person to make him or her help other people, then that's a good help to do. But if you help this or that person to go hurt other people, then you don't want to help that person.
That helps exactly. I think you can read minds. I really do, because you always come up with the exact perfect thing to say. So I'm like, this man here, this Ajaan has special abilities, and I really appreciate that. You're so humble about it, but I think you do.
But as far as helping the basic thing, you help regardless of who they are. Like if they are starving, for instance, or if they're sick, then you want to help them.
Right.
Even the police, when they catch a thief or they shoot at a suspect, they still have to take that suspect to the hospital.
Right. Thank you very much.
In this case, you have to do this on the basic level. You will have to do for everybody to maintain their life.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you so much.
Anything beyond that, above that, then you just on the credit.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Next, Philip and Adeline from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Good evening, Ajaan.
For me, I don't have any questions. Adeline, I think, has a question.
My question is, if a person have a panic attack or fear or whatever that comes to their mind, besides Buddha, is there anything else? Because sometimes Buddha doesn't seem to work, or is there anything else I can do?
Just use wisdom. Wisdom is anicca. Anicca means life. Your life, you're gonna end one day. Death. If you can accept death, then the panic attack will disappear. If this is the time I'm gonna die, let it be. If you can say something like this, then your panic attack will disappear.
Regardless of what the fear is, it's not death or anything. It's just
Whatever is gonna happen to you, you're ready to accept it.
okay.
Then your panic will disappear.
That's good advice. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. That's why sometimes that contemplation is helpful. But your mind has to be strong to use this, because some people just cannot accept this truth yet. And when you start thinking about that, it might be, instead of calming the mind, can it make the mind more even fearful or more panic?
Okay. Yeah. Because I know that my family, my mom does suffer from panic attacks, so I'm just wondering how I can help her.
They can use anicca instead of Buddha. Maybe Buddha doesn't mean much to them. Then you can tell them to recite anicca, impermanent.
Thank you.
Anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Oneself.
My body is not myself. It's dukkha if I try to cling to it.
Yes, that's right.
It's anicca. It's gonna end one day.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, good. Ricardo. Hi. Uruguay, right? From Uruguay.
Hello, Ajaan. Nice to see you. Greetings from my wife to you. She says hello to you.
Okay, say hello to her for me too.
Okay, thank you. I have two questions basically. One is the one you were just talking before, and that is fear. Sometimes, like when there's a snake coming up to us, we run away like did the prehistoric human being, and that preserves our life, right?
Yes.
But sometimes the speed of the mind is so quickly that we don't accept what is coming, like a fire, a snake, or whatever. And the question would be how sati can help us to not be afraid, not to fear, not to have fear.
Well, see, when you have sati or mindfulness, you can stop the fear. When fear arises, you can use the mantra to stop it. Or But you cannot stop it if you haven't practiced it first. You have to practice until you are able to stop your mind from thinking, which is samadhi.
Yes.
Once you have this strong mindfulness, then as soon as you feel right, you can use mindfulness to stop it right away, without even having to recite the mantra. Once you have strong mindfulness, you can stop the mind in this track anytime you want to.
Even if like there's a snake coming, we have this training of the mind not to run away.
But this mindfulness has to be continuous, ever-present type of mindfulness. There's a story about this monk. He likes to walk at night in the forest. He likes to wander in the forest at night. And one night he came across a tiger face to face. But he was walking with mindfulness. As soon as he sees the tiger, his mind is stopped by mindfulness right away. And then it goes into jhana right away. And does not be aware of the body or the tiger. See? He likes to have something like this to force the mind to go into jhana. So he walks in the dark, at night with a small lantern. But as soon as he sees something fearful, his mind will suddenly freeze and go into jhana if he has mindfulness. If he has no mindfulness, he'll be like the prehistoric people you mentioned. He'll start running away.
Okay.
So that's the difference between having mindfulness and not having mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, your mind will go inside instead of running away.
All right. Okay.
Okay, is this clear to you?
Yeah, very
clear. This is on the level of mindfulness. Okay. On the level of wisdom, you just accept that maybe death is imminent, and you know that this is the truth of the body, that one day this is gonna happen. So if this is the time it's gonna happen, you just let it happen. Then you don't have to go into jhana. You just stand there and watch the snake bite you or do whatever you want. It wants to do to you.
All right. Okay. Okay. Very clear.
But you need to do a lot of practice before you can do this. It's like a boxer. You have to train before you can go up into the ring and face your opponent. If not, if you go without any practice, you get knocked out as soon as you get step into the ring.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. The second question would be nightmares. Like, do you think that mindfulness can help to get rid of nightmares?
Yes, can get rid of your dreams. Mindfulness, if you have strong mindfulness, you usually don't dream.
Okay.
If you have jhana, you usually don't dream. When you're going to sleep, the mind just remain calm and still. But if you don't have, then you will have dreams. And your dreams can be good or bad, depends on your good or bad karma. If you have nightmares, it means this is the consequence of your bad karma showing result.
All right. Okay.
If you have good dreams, this means your karma, your good karma is showing the result. Because what you do when you in your waking hours, you record them in your mind. See? Everything that you do, good or bad, it is recorded in your mind in sanya. And when you go to sleep, this sanya and this sankhara will then start to produce these dreams. If your mind is not calm. But if your mind is calm, then this sanya and sankhara cannot function. So you have no dreams.
To make resume, that would be practice, practice, practice.
Yes, mindfulness all the time. As soon as you get up, just think of one word, mindfulness, sati, sati. Stop thinking. Just be really watching what you do.
All right.
And
last
then
thing
meditate. Then meditate when you have nothing else to do. Then meditate. Don't do other things. Just meditate. Use your meditation as your main occupation.
Thank you very much, Ajahn. And
Okay.
I remember the monk that used to have the kuti at your temple. He taught me sati all the time, sati all the time, sati
Yes.
all the.
That's the most important thing. The Buddha said nothing is as important as sati or mindfulness. He compared mindfulness like the footprint of an elephant. It's the largest footprint in the forest. It covers all the footprints of other types of animals. So this is how important mindfulness or sati is. Because without sati, nothing can come after. See, you have to have mindfulness first before you can get samadhi, before you can get wisdom, before you can get vimutti, freedom from suffering or cessation of suffering. You need to have mindfulness as the leader of the pack, leading the pack. Once you have mindfulness, then you will be followed by samadhi, then be followed by wisdom, then be followed by vimutti. So don't go do other things first. If you haven't yet got mindfulness, get mindfulness first, get sati first. Or else you will not be able to get into samadhi. You will not be able to apply wisdom to get to vimutti. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are you in the summer now, down south?
Yes.
This is summertime for you, right?
It's
in
hot.
the southern hemisphere. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. When will you be coming over again?
Excuse me?
When will you be coming over to Thailand again?
Oh, next year in January, probably conditions are proper. We hope to come this year, but as you know, things are
not good yet for traveling.
Yeah, but hopefully next year we will be there again.
Okay, maybe we'll see you then.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alvin from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have any question. Just listen.
Okay. Sri and Chek from Vancouver, Canada.
Good evening,
Good evening, Ajahn.
No question for me.
No question today, just comment.
No question.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just have one quick question. Ajahn, when we want to practice mindfulness, if like reading suttas or try to remember like one of the suttas, is that also part of like practice of mindfulness?
Yes. If you recite a sutta, this is mindfulness also. Because you're not thinking about any other thing. You're only thinking about the sutta. Sometimes when you meditate, when you're starting to meditate, your mindfulness is not strong enough to watch your breath. Then you recite the sutta first. Like I did when I first started meditating. I sit and recite the Satipatthana Sutta for about 40 minutes or something. And then by that time, the mind is calm enough, have enough mindfulness to focus on the breath.
Oh, okay. So Ajahn is reciting the sutta, but not thinking about the sutta. What?
If you think about the sutta, you get wisdom. See? If you understand what you think, what the sutta is talking about, then you get understanding. You get right understanding. If you just merely recite and you just use it to make your mind, you have to be mindful to recite something. Your mind cannot run away, go here and there. I don't mean reading, I mean recite something in your mind already.
Okay.
Ajahn, how long does it take you to memorize the 40 minutes of Satipatthana Sutta?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's so many years now. I didn't keep track. I didn't, I didn't have a diary I can always consult with or anything.
Sorry, you didn't have what?
A diary. I didn't write in
Oh,
a
diary.
It's all in the memory, in my head, and some of the details might not be remembered.
Oh. Yeah, for me, it's pretty incredible to remember like 40 minutes of sutta, like by heart. Like,
yeah, this is something we in Buddhist, especially for monks, we have to recite a lot. We have to do a lot of chanting. Sometimes the whole chanting book we have to learn them. But you don't do it. You don't do it You don't do it all the same time. You slowly build up each chapter. You do it chapter by chapter.
but Ajahn, you did the Satipatthana when you were a lay person. So
Yeah.
For me, that's pretty incredible. Like it's 40 minutes of remembering the whole.
But it was in English. I didn't recite the Pali. It was in translation. It was translated into English. So I learned as I recited also. I learned how to contemplate the body, how to do anapanasati, and so forth.
Meaning you it's easier because you understand the language. Like it's not Pali, it's
yes,
English.
The language will give you, it's like a manual. And the Buddha's teaching is like a manual for the cessation of suffering, how to get rid of suffering. So if you follow the manual, then you can stop all the dukkha that your mind created.
It's smart to memorize the manual. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to have it in your mind than in the book, right? Because the book is not always available to you. But once it's in your mind, then you can always use it anytime you want to.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you.
So, Ajahn, if one recite the sutta and then go to sleep, meaning he lose mindfulness.
When you sleep, you don't have mindfulness. You suspend your mindfulness. You want to rest your body.
Yeah.
And rest your mind also. But maybe not 100%. It depends on how much mindfulness you have before you go to sleep. If you have strong mindfulness when you sleep, then your mind don't do any thinking at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
question.
No question. Thank you, Ajahn.
Evie from Indonesia. Evie.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. Ajahn, I have a question, Ajahn. Lately in my meditation, I feel like I keep going down by elevator. What is that going down feeling? It's like going down, and I feel silent.
You should just don't worry about it. Just keep watching your breath or keep your meditation object. Whatever happens to your mind, just leave it alone.
And after I going down, I silent under it, and I start to knowing the breath, like a mother is looking the child. What is that?
You just keep watching your breath. Just keep watching. Don't do anything until your mind becomes still. Then there's nothing to do. But if your mind is not still yet, then you have to keep on watching your breath.
Just like that. I have a funny story to tell. My father-in-law he is 70 years old, and now during this 4 months he have a lot of health problem lah, but not so serious problem like fever, and it will recover later, such as stomach ulcer, bloating, swollen feet, difficulty urinating, and now it is healed. But this morning he said that his body is going crazy because he said one day he in 2 hours he can pee until 4 times, 3 times, 4 times, and they urine so much, and he feel, I don't drink so much, why my urine so much? And the fastest too. He go to the defecate, so in one time can 3 times, and the fastest so much. He feel, I don't eat so much, why my fastest so much? I don't know where the urine and fastest come from. So he said his body is going crazy, and this is make me understand, but that one day we will experience that, like that. Our body no listening to us, and the body go crazy, all right?
As long as your mind don't go crazy with the body, that's
Yeah. So I said to my father-in-law, I said, yeah, the body go crazy, but the mind don't go crazy.
just accept the body for what it is. You don't have to ask yourself why it is like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but
It's
he is.
It's gonna get old, get sick, and die. So that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah, and when he says, I feel so pity for him. So pity for him. Oh, he is getting old, and the body has so much problem like today. Yeah. So I just called the doctor, came to see him and give him medicine, and just like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Belinda from Singapore.
No question.
No question. Okay.
There is a question. I'm not sure if I can just ask. It is about the full moon, the lunar moon.
I'm not an astronomer.
Yeah. Just this recurring question in the back of mind. Like, I thought maybe I should just post it out. It's like, does the lunar moon, full moon, sort of affect consciousness? That means, let's say, if our mindfulness is weaker, then is there any correlation to that?
I don't know. I never have any problem with the moon. So the moon can come and go as far as I can. It doesn't matter with me. Whether it's full moon or half moon or quarter moon or dark moon, it doesn't matter. Okay, don't worry about the moon. Worry about your mind.
Yeah, I do sometimes when I'm not sure if it's just happening.
I think we've spent a lot of time worrying about lots of things, and we forget the only thing that we should worry about is the mind itself.
Yeah, the mind get more weaker. I find that it just happened that I observed that, so I'm not sure if there's any correlation. Yeah. So anyway, I also read some things like that, and I do notice. And it's also happened like the Vesak day and all. There are also like full moon days. So I guess like for me, I just think like by asking this question, it sounds silly.
Well, the Buddha,
I guess it's important.
The Buddha
to just
never said
meditate.
anything about the moon and the mind. There's no correlationship. Not one sutta mentioned anything about the moon have any effect on the mind. Okay, so you can forget about that. You can forget about the moon. What affects your mind is your defilement and your mindfulness.
Mm.
If you have defilement, it will affect the mind negatively. If you have mindfulness, it will affect the mind positively. That's all you need to know.
Mm.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanjo.
All right. Sajalka from Maryland. Must be snow, must be very cold for you right now, I heard.
Yeah, it has certainly winter has started here, and we sense it, and you have to clear the driveway and stuff like that. So it's I don't like it. I'm from India, so I prefer the warmer climes, and I was in California before. Compared to some people, this would say like hell, but then other places where it snows more. So question and kind of connected this thing is what like you always say that somebody is practicing, and the challenge would be that suddenly you are diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and I don't know whether you ask them to see the anicca dukkha anatta, or that'll be test your true upekha or not, but like when new illnesses are discovered as you get older, and it could be any number of things, then medicines are given or prescribed or something. There is the question of the practitioner that actually comes to mind. What kind of attitude he should have, considering that even the 4 requisites, even from Buddha's time, actually includes medicine, right? So that means even the people who are practicing Dhamma have kept accommodation for medicine. Now the modern medicine here at this point can prolong life for a long time and such. And so where does one actually draw the line about not being so particular about the body to go on, but it's a tool for practice? And how do one, in this case specifically me, would keep when as you get older, several avenues of illnesses actually suddenly open up. They're age appropriate and what have you, but the propensity of the thing is to kind of have regimen of this, that, of the other. So even though it's not stage 4, but this process actually also can be quite distracting and what have you. It can create some kind of a thing for the body, and so wisdom needs to kick in. But do you really have to care about finding a balance that the body is going one way or the other way, and at some point I don't care or not even start with a medicine regimen? What if you just refuse? And of course the people, lay people who are in family and stuff, they have responsibilities. I think that's where probably you will be asked to make a compromise and take the medicines or something. I just would like to hear your comment once again, Ajaan. Thank you.
Well, as far as the body is concerned, it's a tool that you can use to develop your mind. Like if you haven't yet become enlightened, then you need to have the body to practice. So you want to maintain your body to support your development of your mind. So you become enlightened. Once you become enlightened, then it's a matter of whether you want to teach other people or not. If you want to teach other people, you still want to maintain and look after your body, so that you can use the body as the tool for teaching other people. So this is the reason why we look after the body, because the body is like an automobile. You haven't got home yet, so you have to fix your automobile when it breaks down halfway down the road, because you haven't got home yet, right? But once you get home already, then you don't need the automobile. Then you can either leave the automobile alone, or you still can look after it. If you still want to help other people, carrying other people to their destination, then you can use your automobile to do that. So if it needs maintenance, it needs repair, then you do it. But then you have to look at the point where how much repair and maintenance can the automobile handle. If the work of maintaining is not worth it, then it's time to stop. Same way with the body. If you can still maintain it and not causing you a lot of hassle or problem, then you do it. But if maintaining is more hassle than ditching it, then you just ditch it. Like the Buddha, he said that if he wanted to, he could extend his life for another 40 years, from 80 to 120 years. But he needs help. He needs someone to help him with the food, with the things. So he told his personal attendant, his personal assistant, Ananda. But he didn't ask the personal attendants to volunteer. He just mentioned the fact that if he wanted to, he could extend his life longer. He said in a way that to let his assistant know that if he wants him to live longer, he will have to help him. See? And he has to volunteer and ask him to live longer. But after he mentioned this to his assistant several times, and his assistant didn't say anything, didn't ask him to do it. And he said maybe he didn't want to help, to assist. So he then decided to let the body die at the age of 80. When he told his assistant that I would no longer try to maintain this body more than it is natural to do. Once he said this, then his assistant said, "Oh, please, you have to stay longer for our sake." But the Buddha said, "It's too late. I have already made up my mind. Once I made up my mind, I could not change it." Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you. Beautiful answer. Thank you very much, as always.
Because the older you get, the harder work you need to do to maintain your body, right? You have to stretch your leg, you have to do yoga, you have to do all sorts of things special that a younger person doesn't need to do with. So it requires people to help him. And if they don't volunteer, he doesn't want to impose his life on other people, you know. So this is why the Buddha decided to stop at the age of 80, even though he can push it to 120 if he wanted to.
Before I heard you, and you mentioned this before also about this way of looking at that you explained so beautifully, that the general impression that when you read the Tipitaka and this thing, as if like Buddha could have done a miracle to extend his life beyond like human expectancy, but the way you explain it is actually kind of very logical, and it kind of makes sense from a human perspective. So yeah, thank you very much for that. I think you explained it very beautifully.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
So maybe your children will have to ask you, please stay longer. If they ask you, then they will have to support you. See, but if they don't want to support you, they say, "Papa, maybe it's time for you to go now."
Thank you, John. Thank you.
And you don't want to be a burden for them, right?
Yes.
You feel that you are being a burden, then you lose your dignity. You don't want to live anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you.
All right. I think next is Johanna from Indonesia, the last person in the room so far.
Yeah, good evening, Ajahn. I don't have any question today. I'm listening to your Dhamma. Thank you.
And we'll go to Facebook then. Okay, Kunla, have any Facebook question?
Yes, we have 8 questions from Facebook and YouTube right now. The first question is from Tony. Dear Tanajan, good evening. I have a question about transfer merits. How come merits can be transferred to the third party? Why Buddha said it's anatta? It means when a person passed away, he or she already been born with new khandas. Because of this, how he or she still can receive the merits? because it's anatta and not the previous 5 khandhas. Thank you, Ajahn.
Well, your understanding of anatta is not right in this case. Anatta means natural phenomena, no self. The mind is a natural phenomena. It's a knowing and a thinking phenomena, and it also have a feeling, and it can receive feeling from other mind. Like when you do merit, like for charity, when you give away something, you feel good. You can share this good feeling with other spirit, other mind. So you can just somehow, I don't know how the mechanism work, but somehow you can share this good feeling with the departed mind. It has nothing to do with anatta or anything like that. The mind is never die. The mind, once without a body, we call it a spiritual being. And this spiritual being can still receive the good feeling that another mind can send, can share.
Next question from Julian. I have been diagnosed with my schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental disorder in which people interpret reality in abnormally. I am on medication and well. Can you please guide me to meditation methods so that in this very lifetime, I can make a difference for my future lifetime? I am from Malaysia. Thank you so much, Ajahn.
See, all mental illness arising from the lack of mindfulness, the lack of the mindfulness to control your thoughts and your perception. You let your thought run wild, think about all sorts of things, and then you believe in what you think. So what you want to do is develop more mindfulness to curb your thinking. Once you can curb your thinking, you can also direct it to think more rationally, rather than thinking delusionally or emotionally. So it's a lack of mindfulness that's causing a lot of these mental issues. So you have to try to develop more mindfulness. And the method of developing mindfulness can be either reciting a word like Bhutto, Bhutto, to stop your mind from thinking. Force the mind to keep watching the body, every movement of the body. Just keep watching the movement of the body. Don't let the mind think about other things. If you can do this, you will be able to control your thoughts, your thinking. Whenever you feel your thinking start to create a sense of panic or fear, then you can stop it. You can calm it down. And then after that, you can teach your mind to think rationally, think about the truth.
Next 2 questions from Inner Learner. Dear Thanajan, with all due respect, may I ask 2 questions? The first question is, what is black magic and how to get rid of it?
Oh, you come to the wrong place. I don't know. I never studied black magic before, so I'm sorry, I cannot answer this question.
And the second question is, when certain new knowledge happen to the knowing mind, what should we do? Thank you.
Just know it and then decide whether it's good or bad if you can. If you cannot decide whether it's good or bad for you, then just leave it alone.
3 questions from Sen Yin. Good evening, Prajan. When meditating, I sense some beings nearby and my fear arises. I knew the reason of my fear because of my afraid of something might happen to me. Hence, I was very much still attached to my body, and this brings dukkha. When I understand this, I wasn't fearful and continue meditating. Is this applying wisdom? Thank you.
Yes, yes.
And second question from Sen Yin. When faced with visiting beings during meditation, be it kind or hostile, what should I do?
Just ignore them. Just stick with your meditation object.
And the third question is, how would I know if I'm ready to go to the cemetery to meditate with a senior monks and a few experienced meditators?
Well, you have to find out for yourself.
And
If you're ready, then you will go. If you're not ready, then you won't go.
And the last question from Sicilian. Dear Ajahn, is the feelings of pain and the body should be two separate things? In order to investigate further, should we look into the pain in association to the body? What other ways can we contemplate it? Hopeท่านอาจารย์ can help. Thank you.
Well, you can look at the pain as like you look at the weather. Sometimes you have rain, sometimes you have storm. So it's something that you cannot control. It's something that you will have to learn to live with it. That's how you want to look at the feeling. It's like a natural phenomenon. It's a mental phenomenon. Maybe arising from the body, but it's the mind that is actually the one who actually experienced this pain. The body doesn't experience the pain because the body has now no function of knowing. So it doesn't know that the body is painful, but it's the mind that knows that there is a painful feeling arising from the body. The Buddha said you have to look at them as anatta, a natural phenomenon. That's all. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, anybody in the room would like to ask more questions? Please go ahead and raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Anybody? Okay, Anuraji. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you raised your hand. Evie. Evie? Okay, Evie.
Yeah, Ajahn. Ajahn, I have I think this is weird experience. Yeah. When I have a feeling of dislike for my sister-in-law, which I call her a drama queen. Ajahn still remember, all right? And her name is Angel. So I feel have recovered because when I was watching my breath in my meditation, suddenly I found that hatred feeling and I peel it off like peeling a sticker. After that, I feel free and happy. Now I meet Angel, I feel happy and I want her to be happy too. I take her out to eat, give her what she likes. She also wonders why I suddenly changed to her. But that night I dreamed that my husband and the other family were talking about Angel ugliness. And this conversation seems to want to provoke me to get into that conversation. But I immediately realized was a dream, and this is the act of my defilement that want me to pull me back to that hatred again. I immediately woke up. So I became aware that my defilement is very strong, and it can, because the defilement still can affect me in dream. Does this have anything to do with this four khanda, Ajahn? How can Ajahn explain in four khanda who is in charge here? Is it Sanya, Sankhara, or Vijnana, or Vedana, Ajahn?
Sanya, Sankhara, and Vedana. The consciousness is not working because it's It's not using the body, so vijnana stop. But then inside the mind, the sanya, sankhara, and vedana still can work. When you dream, you can still have good feeling or bad feeling. And the dream is created by sanya and sankhara. Sanya is memory of what you have experienced, and sankhara is the mental fabricator. It brings the various memories and then create a new story.
A new story, even in my dream, Ajahn. So I feel, wow, my defilement is so strong. It can affect me even in my dream, Ajahn. So I feel, wow, I must so be careful with my defilement, Ajahn. This is true, Ajahn.
You have to try to get rid of them. Then eventually they won't be appearing in your dreams either.
Can Ajahn repeat again, Ajahn? I don't
You have to try to, when you're awake, try to get rid of your defilement as much as possible.
Yeah, but how, Ajahn?
By the method you just did. When you see you have hatred, then you have to stop it and use loving kindness to replace it with.
Yeah, I found that hatred like sticker. I pulled it off from bottom and upper. I pulled it. Wow, I feel so happy. Now I feel I'm free, Ajahn. Now I feel free. I see Angela. I was feel happy and have loving kindness to her now.
Yes, you have to do this to everybody. Anytime you have hatred, you have to do this.
Oh, yeah, Ajahn. Okay, Ajahn, I understand now. So I must very be careful with my defilement, right? So now I realize, wow, my defilement is so strong. I am so ugly. I see myself. I feel myself, Ajahn. Now I feel free myself, not outside but inside. This inside it was worse, very worse. Everybody have the worst thing inside, Ajahn. So I feel not outside. The worst is inside. Is that right, Ajahn?
Yes.
So we must.
You have to get rid of all your defilement.
Yeah. Ajahn, I understand now. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, anybody else? Looks like we might finish this meeting early tonight. Pula, more Facebook question? Go ahead, Pula.
Yes, one more question from Sen Yin. Dear Prajaan, how would I know if I have mindfulness during my sleep? Thank you.
You don't have mindfulness when you sleep. That's why you don't know when you dream, you don't know that you were dreaming. You only realize you were dreaming when you are awake. That's when you have mindfulness.
Oh,ท่านอาจารย์
That's all.
Yes.
When I say when you sleep, you don't have mindfulness, I might be misleading. I think you might not have the majority of your mindfulness. You might still have some some semblance of mindfulness to know that you are dreaming. But not, excuse me. But you don't have strong enough mindfulness to control your dreams. You just have enough mindfulness to watch your dreams. Okay. Belinda, you raise your hand. Okay, go ahead. You can speak.
Ajahn, just about dreams again. If I hear you correctly earlier, Anuraji asked a question about dreams, and is it Anuraji or like anyway? I heard this. It's about having nightmare and having good dream. Did I hear Ajahn say correctly? Did I hear correctly that Ajahn say if it's a nightmare, normally it's because bad karma, and if it's a good dream, it's good karma. Is that right? What I hear Ajahn
Yes,
say?
yes.
So
It's the consequence of your good or bad karma that you did early on. Then it will show up in your dreams.
If suppose we have good dream, and like this morning I woke up with a good, what I perceived as a good dream or pleasant dream. But if I look closer, the good dream is more like attachment, or like that sort of. It's a pleasant dream, but it's the kind of worldly pleasant, I have to put it. So it's such dream. It's sort of like happiness in disguise of suffering. So in such situation, Ajahn, could Ajahn?
Well, if you know that this is a disguise, then you want to get rid of it then by letting go of your attachment to things, to the sensual pleasures. Then you get the real happiness, the happiness from a peaceful mind instead of happiness from sensual pleasure.
So suppose
then if you do that, then you won't dream. See, because you have jhana instead.
So even when we have good dreams, sometimes we have to be when we awake, we need to be mindful that sometimes such dreams actually more it's a sort of pleasant in disguise.
Well, if you have this thought, then it means you have wisdom. Some people don't. Some people say, "Oh, I wish I have this dream longer. I wish I could go back to my dreams again." So it depends on each individual. Yes, but if you can look at it as a suffering in disguise, and then yes, it's a good sign. That means you can see dukkha underneath the good, the happiness. But it's just a matter of if you can carry it through or not. Once you see that this suffering in disguise, can you stop yourself from enjoying it or going after it again and again? That's the question you have to see, to find out. If you know it's suffering in disguise, then when do you still go after it, right? You should give it up. And then do more meditation. Get happiness from peace and calm of the mind, rather than from the sensual objects. Okay, that's your next step. Once you know that the good things that you have, if they are based on your the essential objects, then you know they are all suffering in disguise. They are dukkha because they are anicca and anatta. So you're having wisdom, if you can see it like this. Then this will then propel you to stop going after this sensual pleasure and go after the pleasure of the mind instead. Okay. Anything else you would like to comment?
Yeah. Also, one more. Once I was in a retreat, and then I have very bad nightmares. So when I talked to the shadow advised me to recite Metta Bhavana before I sleep. I find that very helpful at that point when I was in the retreat. So I just wonder, like, at this stage where the mind is still very weak, would Ajahn advise that is helpful to recite metta continuously before sleep?
Yes, it will calm your mind down. It will calm your mind down. So it will prevent your sankhara from creating more dreams, more nightmares.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Good luck again for Facebook. Go ahead.
Two more questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. First question from Su Lang Ui. Dear Ajahn, how do I use amulet for my practice? I received an amulet from my friends. Thank you.
You don't use amulet for your practice. You don't need amulet. Amulet is have no use in your practice. So you can just leave the amulet alone when you practice. You need mindfulness, not amulet, when you practice.
And next question from Yapto. Namaste, Ajahn. On Ubosatha Day, I try to do Attha Sila, but every time I do Attha Sila, the kilesa in me always appear like anger. I always try to be aware and control this kilesa. What is the solution to overcome this kilesa, Ajahn? Thank you.
Because when you observe the 8 precepts, you cannot do so many things. So when you cannot do so many things, you can become angry easily. Because you cannot do what you want to do. You don't get what you want. So when you don't get what you want, you will then become angry easily. So you have to try to tell yourself that if you keep the 8 precepts, then you have to accept that you cannot do so many things. And if your mind can accept that, then you won't get angry.
Two more questions,ท่านอาจารย์. First question from Sen Yin. Dear Prajaan, can I clarify that if there is mindfulness during sleeping time, there will be no dreams and will wake up feeling alert and will rested? Thank you.
I'm not sure when you sleep whether you have mindfulness or not have. I think most of the time you don't have much mindfulness. The reason why you dream or you don't dream because when you awake, if you practice a lot of samadhi, your mind isn't generating or working as much. So when you sleep, then the mind doesn't generate any dreams because of your strong mindfulness in controlling your thoughts, stopping your thoughts. So when you sleep, your thoughts don't come up, don't function as easily than when you don't have any mindfulness when you are awake.
And last question from Cecilia. Dearท่านอาจารย์, if I want to get rid of like and dislike arising from sense impingement, can I recite Putto, Putto, Putto? Thank you.
Yes, you can recite Putto, Putto until your mind becomes calm, and then your like and dislike will disappear temporarily.
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. No one else would like to ask any question? Okay. Oh, Evie again. Okay.
Ajahn, because this conversation is about the dream, so I want to ask, what if such a dream like teach me? Because I have a dream, a farmer killed a large snake with very easy way. He just used a simple method. He by carefully inserting the snake body into the snake mouth and just pressing the tail, and the snake beating immediately. And the snake didn't realize that was beating is his own body. And the snake died because it bleeds a lot. He died by his own bite. And I woke up, I was amazed with this dream. This dream is just like teach me how our mind trap us to do stupid things. Why can't I dream like this, Ajahn? Is my mind teaching me, or should we should teach our mind, right? But it is reversed. My mind teach me, not I teach the mind. Why can it be, Ajahn?
I don't know.
I have a dream about Ajaan Lee once. I so surprised. Why can't I dream of Ajaan Lee? Ajaan Lee is sitting meditation, and he wrapped his body by a white cloth. He wrapped and wrapped and wrapped, and in 3 counting, he died in front of mine. He died. So when he wrapped his body, I asked him, Ajaan, what are you doing? He said, this is remember, this is very important. I forget how to use English. It's just like this is the good way to die. And after he died, he is dying in position meditating. So I realized, oh, Ajaan wrapped his body is to when he died, he know how can I say, fall down to the floor. He is sitting very tight, sitting. When he died, he just sitting in the very good position. Wow, I was so amazing with this dream. He has a very good how to say determination. He has a very good determination after die in a very good position, in lotus position, because of this red white cloth. So I have that dream, and I'm very happy have this dream. Well, why I can dream about this, Ajaan?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one who dreamed.
Yeah, but I'm very happy have these 2 dreams like teaching me. These 2 dreams is very teach me very
Good. It makes you.
motivate
It teaches you
me.
how to die.
Yeah.
And is that right? It teaches you how to die.
Yeah, Ajaan Lee dream is very surprising me. Really, he have a good determination, and his last message is, remember, this is a good way to die. He just like this and die in my front, but in lotus position.
Yes.
Yeah.
A good way to die is die peacefully and not being afraid of dying.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I still remember that dream. This is I must keep it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go to Sajalka. Sajalka next.
It will sound like a cliche, but that we grew up on this thing that you make your dream a reality. For example, in this country, it's like to live the American dream, right? And this is the most beautiful thing about Buddhism, that I see this thing. This is like completely going against the grain of our very existence, really, right? Because they were born, actually, they are asking the kid to grow up, to live up to some expectations. It's a dream that you make reality. You make it reality. You make it real. But nobody tells them that it doesn't come completely like that. It has the other side, the sorrow, suffering that actually coming in heel of it. Nobody talks about that, because that is like civilization. Everything is built on this greed and procure more and live your dream means what? Be successful, materially successful, right? If you live for to be a saint or somebody, nobody really cares in this world, right? So the idea is to be teaching them to grab, right? To be somebody. Again, it's a materially successful person. Nobody wants to be spiritually successful, and whole life actually kind of, unfortunately, goes by and by. And I'm kind of thinking that, I'm all the way from India, and it never occurred to me until I went to California, came to the East Coast, and there about somewhere a reading about Buddhism then happened, and then I see Theravada Buddhism, I see forest tradition, and it appeals. So maybe that everything is not completely wasted in some sense, but I think still a lot of the human existence is, and the civilization is actually is by design to make suffering for individually and also at the big level, at overall levels. Look at the war and and the people procuring things for their own tribe, right? So all these things, like the material things, kind of gathering and thinking that this is going to go forever and ever for their people or my people or something like that, and division and strife. It's a kind of, in a way, very, very sad. I mean, it's very, very sad, but this is the life we live. And unfortunately, I'm teaching our children, and if we tell them otherwise, the other side is so strong. I mean, this is like a feeble voice telling them, hey, maybe this is not the way to go, tone it down, and they wouldn't hear it. And as you say, you can tell them, it's up to them to hear or not hear, right? So I'm just kind of commenting because we had some time. So yeah.
Yes, this is the result of the delusion in the mind. See? The delusion only causes the mind to look at the positive things, the pleasure things, and forces the mind not to look at the negative things that follow birth. Only think about getting this and that, acquiring this and that. But it doesn't allow the mind to think that whatever you acquire, one day you're going to lose it. So when you come to Buddhism, Buddhism tells you the other half of the story. And sometimes Buddhism is branded as a negative teaching,
yes.
A pessimistic teaching. Only talking about death, talking about sickness, and talking about aging. But Buddhism wants to let you see the whole truth, not just the half truth that we all see by delusion. With delusion, we look at this world as a beautiful place to be in, right? Wonderful, especially to be in America, to get everything you want, get your dream, your American dream. But they'll not let you see the American nightmare also. I've been there, so I've seen the nightmare, so I'm not going back there anymore.
Thank you, Ajaan.
I used to see some old people when I was in America who lives in community, old age community, and they all look sad. Yeah, they look all lonely. They sit in the park alone and just with their heads slouched down, alone. And I can see this other side of the picture that people don't like to see. They only want to show the side of Hollywood, where all the nice people, all the nice thing appearing, and they put it on the screen, send it to every home. People turn it on and see, oh, this is life in America. So this is the same way with everywhere, not just in America. I don't want to sound critical of America. It's everywhere. Every country looks at the same thing. Look at only the uphill, the upside of the hill, not the downside of the hill. Okay, anybody would like to have any question or comment? Sulan, she just came in?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sulan.
Yeah.
Did you send in the question just now on Facebook?
Yeah. I sent in the question because I was traveling, so it wasn't convenient to open the camera.
Okay, you have any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, if let's say something is broken, then do we fix it or do we throw away?
Well, it depends on the cost, and it costs more to fix it.
Isn't like a standard answer. It's dependent on the cost.
Usually, I think if you think it's more worthwhile to get a new one than fix it, then you get a new one. But if you think it's still worthwhile to fix it and cost you less, then maybe you fix it. It depends.
Then if I'm not sure? then what should I do?
Ask the expert. Take it to a shop and ask them. If you want to fix your car, you're not sure, take it down to the shop, repair shop, and ask the person whether it's worth fixing it or buying a new car instead.
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah, thank you. I have another question. Yeah, is just now Ajahn was sharing that like in US, like you're seeing the not so good side of the US side, which is like the elderly like slouching, lonely, and so on. Yeah. So like in a way, like how can one like deal with like loneliness?
Meditation. You have to practice meditation. Then you won't be lonely even if you are alone.
Okay.
Because with meditation, then you don't have to rely on other people, other things to make you happy. You can be happy with meditation.
Oh, but then like right now we haven't reached the stage where we get happy from meditation.
Because you're not doing enough of it, that's all. So try to do a lot more.
Okay. Yeah.
You're spending more time looking for things to make you happy. Why don't you switch around, spend less time looking for things to make you happy, and then spend more time on meditation to make you happy. It just depends on your input. If you put more input into your meditation, then you get more result eventually. Okay?
Yeah.
Is that all?
That's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
We have Jenny Lim. Jenny Lim just came in. Jenny? Okay. Where are you from?
Good evening, Tanajan. I'm from Penang, Malaysia. Yeah, actually, my practice, I did every day, every morning, to observe my mind, and to the extent that I quiet down my mind to keep the practice to observe, to calm down the mind so that the mind is quiet. And from this experience, Tanajan, I basically quiet down the mind, and I could focus back to start a new there is something about my new job that I want to start. So as I progressing, my mind is currently that I could more focus when I did the meditation in the morning. Then in the evening, because you are too busy in the day, and then the mind gone, like is like I find that I'm losing my mind a bit in that. So in the evening, sometimes I try to do meditation, and sometimes I'm too busy, I did not do. So which actually I didn't get the balance of my mind.
So what is your question? Any question?
Yeah, and the question is, I want to progress further, that to practice to be more mindful in this in every action that I would take in that my daily activities.
Yes, that's good practice. But your mindfulness should be the time that you don't have to use your thoughts. If you have to use mindfulness and your thought, then it's not helpful for you to meditate, because you want to stop your thought.
Yeah, the thought, to stop the thought.
So even if you have mindful and you're working and you have to use your thought in working, then this is not the type of mindfulness you want either. You want the kind of thought mindfulness that you don't have to think. Like if you're just walking, do walking meditation, then you don't have to think. You just watch your steps.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of mindfulness you want. The mindfulness that doesn't let you think, just let you know.
Yeah, don't use the mind to think.
Yes, only use the mind to know.
Yeah, just noted, and the mind to note it.
I don't think. But if you're working, you have to think, right?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of, so you need to start working if you want to develop the right type of mindfulness.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to start working.
Okay.
To gain more mindful, that I have to
work less.
Just note more to take the note than the
just to notice.
Observe.
Yeah, just observe. Don't think, don't analyze, don't criticize.
Accept whatever that it comes, but the thought, whatever the thoughts come, accept the thoughts.
Try not to think.
Yes. Okay. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
You're welcome.
Sadhu.
Well, looks like we almost run out of time for today. So I think it's about the right time for us to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope that you have gained something from this meeting and help you advance in your practice toward the goal of enlightenment. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. If all goes well, I'll meet you again next week at the same time. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Good night, Ajaan.
Okay, Ajaan.
Thank you,
Edwin. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Nice.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
พี่ค่ะหนูส่งขนมไปที่วัดฝากถวายพระอาจารย์ด้วยอะค่ะ